Ba-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the huge one kid, the idiot Dave Koco from KocoSports.com. We're always live on twitch.tv/KocoSports. And one of our mods and one of our legends over there is Golden Star Alex, and he's brought in a Stump the Idiot. We are very far behind on Stump the Idiots, but we're going to work this week to get as many done as we can while also making YouTube content. I do get a little lazy, and sometimes my wife has to yell at me. Like, did you make YouTube content yet? And I'm like playing video games, like, she's like, you gotta make YouTube content. How many fucking Stump the Idiots do you have? I'm like, 72. It's like, okay, we'll start making them. So if I in a few days, you can see if you can resend them. But here we go. Here's the question. Feel free to answer it down below. You'll probably have a smarter answer than me. But who would you say is the bigger WWE bust, Mistico or Kenta? Now this is very difficult because I love Mistico and I loved Kenta prior to WWE. A lot of people, and first let's rewind. A lot of people use the word bust. But I think it's safe to say that there are busts and there's not busts, but I think it's an overused word a lot. But as far as these two athletes go, Mistico or Kenta, sorry, I apologize. I love both these athletes prior to going to WWE. If I was Triple H, if I was Vince McMahon, I'd sign him again. The internet machine, deep inside my internet browser says that Mistico has been lied to. Kenta has never been the same wrestler since going over there. He didn't have the best of runs. And both of them were huge. Mistico, to me, was like the Michael Jordan of Lucha at the time. And Kenta was the heart and soul. Before Kenta left Pro Wrestling Noah to go to WWE, there was a time where people would be like, I only watch this one company and Kenta. That seemed to be the thing. I do notice Japanese fans and North American fans are kind of switching. Like when I first moved here, North American fans just wanted to see the best wrestling, where Japanese fans were like, no, I'll watch just one company. And now it's like reverse. Same thing with like being like more thick-skinned. And when I moved here in 2000s, I even was in here in the 90s, but I've been back and forth. I remember you couldn't say anything bad about Japan. You're like, oh, Japan fucking pancakes don't taste as good, and they would be hurt. And then in America, you could say whatever, and they would be strong. And now it seems like that swapped too. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. I don't know what's going on, boys. But in my lifetime, I've seen Japan get tougher, North America get weaker, and I've seen the ups and downs. But yeah, Mistico, Kenta at the time, they just loved one company. It would be like, I like Dragon Gate and Kenta. I like New Japan and Kenta. I like All Japan and Kenta. And Kenta did something else. No one was going out of business. Sometimes history repeats itself, Noah. Noah was going out of business. Kenta carried it. He had some of the greatest matches ever. Please check out Kenta when he was wearing the yellow and brown. You can also see him in Ring of Honor and early Noah. I hope the matches are up on Wrestle Universe, but definitely go check it out. He was absolutely amazing. Strong style beyond belief. Just kicking. It was amazing. And I still remember one of the most emotional things I've ever seen in pro wrestling, maybe top 5, top 10, is when Kenta had his last match at Noah, and a lady held up a sign, if it's your dream, it's our dream. And it was really emotional, and he was on the cover of the magazines, because they tried to get Okada, and they didn't get Okada, so Kenta was the second choice, and Kenta was a star. Kenta went. Hulk Hogan even came here, took pictures. It was a big deal. It was national news. And Kenta went there, changed his name. Weird as fuck. Perverts at WWE. And it just didn't work out. Injury after injury. And I know it's unpopular, but I think it's either he got super injured, was injured going into WWE already, worn out, but he just hasn't been the same wrestler since. Age catches up with us all, and he's probably had a beat up past. So, yeah, this is a tough one, because when they were going in, they were like the gods of Mexico and Japan. They were untouchable. And now you can't say Mistico. Hey, most people are like, which one's the real one? Because there were so many lawsuits when he returns. And on top of that, everyone talks about how much he botched. And I was like, oh, man, that sucks. It really sucks. And Kenta, he got hurt a bunch, came back, was never the same. So not only was it a bust in WWE, their careers have never really rebounded since. And yeah, so don't always be running for that WWE money. Sometimes it doesn't work out. All right, now I have to do the bigger bust. Mistico or Kenta? I think the bigger bust, and this hurts me to say this because I love both these men. I love both these athletes. I think it's Mistico's the bigger bust. I think Kenta being part of Bullet Club, New Japan, a lot of New Japan fans, especially English-speaking fans, they'll blindly defend the product. So even if Kenta has lost a couple steps, they're not going to fucking notice. They're not going to say anything. You know, it's almost sacrilege to actually review New Japan's product. Where Mistico, no, dude, the Lucha fans were pretty rough on him. And he's still like, you know, you see Mistico, especially if it's only a WWE fan, like, oh, Botch, or Sin Cara, Sinbotch, I don't know, they have a name, but like, Kenta had a bad time in WWE, came back, wasn't the same man, but New Japan fans, they blindly look the other way. Where Mistico, like, you can't say Mistico and people, especially WWE fans and North American fans, not laugh. Most of them are like, ha 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 ha. So yeah. It is kind of I'd have to say the bigger bust is Mistico just because he couldn't bounce back quick enough, and also when he left, the lawsuit probably didn't help. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's more confusing than Phase 4 of the MCU. You're like, what? Doctor Strange writers didn't watch WandaVision? Then why the fuck did I watch it? You know, it's just like, what the hell's going on? So I'm gonna say the bigger bust is Mistico. But it hurts me to say that. It absolutely hurts me to say that. So, boys, feel free to send me questions. I'm going to try my best to kick some ass on the YouTube machine and do it every single day. So feel free to leave questions, any stories you want me to go over, anything you want me to respond to, and I'll try my best. We're always live. Let's just say it's a little behind. I'm always live on twitch.tv/KocoSports. We're KocoSports on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace. I don't even know if I'm on MySpace. I just say it. And the mean streets of Yokohama. With that, I am over. Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. One day I'll get it right. See.